All right, so into our last map of our first series today, Envy up against Team Singularity. One thing I want to talk about, as I know Davey mentioned, not a fan of the SG at the moment. What about the economy game at the moment?
Bullshit.
Because they're...
It's awful.
Davey? I thought you left already.
Speak the truth, man. I think the problem, it's like they're together. They're the same thing. Like, you basically have the SG problem, which feeds into second round economic issues for Ts when they get bomb plants. So if you're a CT that wins pistol but you let the bomb get planted, you're still in a really bad place when you shouldn't be. So it all kind of ties in together in my opinion.
Well, it makes so many close games, which I guess
it also
wise is nice, but it also doesn't really show the better team.
It overbuffed the comeback mechanic of the game.
Right.
Like I just think that it doesn't need to be like even broadly retweeted. I think it's just like some slight changes would make it a lot better. Hopefully we'll get them in time.
Probably just you hope their SG gets changed in time.
Because that's not probably going to happen until next year.
Well, I mean, there's not much time left in this year. There's not much time left at the moment for either of these teams. This is their final map of the Pro League, at least for this season. And Singularity come up to a flying start, taking the pistol round. Seb again getting 3 kills, carrying over from map 1, carrying over from map 2. Doing some good things.
Indeed. This is our final battleground. It's Nuke. It's determined who gets, I think, second place in the group, I guess. Unfortunately, second place in this particular group stage doesn't really net you anything other than maybe pride and
maybe some
confidence.
Points on the ESL ranking.
Yeah, like ranking points, things of that nature. Chance to kind of get some reps in with the core 4 of your team, at least. Both these teams obviously having fists they probably won't have going down the line. Though Ely will still be a part of Envy as a coach, so he's not like, going away or anything, but just not going to be playing anymore. Force buy up here from Envy, upgraded pistols only, as they did not get a bomb plant in the first round. So, kind of dodge that bullet if you're Singularity, which is nice.
I mean, Singularity did have a rough play up against ATK on Nuke. I'm not really sure how Envy's going to be able to fare against Singularity here, though. Obviously, the transitive properties we mentioned before doesn't really seem to work when it comes to Counter-Strike. Speaking of the coach, Neely looking for a shot here, boosted up on top of Red. They actually have all 5 players here just waiting for someone to peek them, potentially. Flash comes through, and Dazzle just not quite able to hit those shots. Relics, though, in the meantime, connects some bullets, but no kills, unfortunately. He might be swarmed, he might be overrun, but Seb's going to be here to help out instead. Well, he's not going to miss too many shots.
You say that.
Almost proceeds to miss the rest of his entire clip.
Yeah, he did get another kill, though, there in the end. Robin and company now pitching in as well. And so they do clean that up. There was like a brief lapse where you thought maybe something bad would happen, but it didn't. Singularity go ahead and go 2-0. Probably will find 3-0 as well. Again, Envy do not really have the money to buy just yet. So off to a good start here is Singularity on Nuke, and it's going to get even better in a round like this where really only Envy have that Tech 9 and a P250 and an Eagle, no armor. Only just a couple of flashbangs. Maybe just some type of quick upper take is all they can really hope for here with the flash coming through. They actually do get the entry.
But they're trying to swarm around, trying to take down Dazzle and Sight. Will eventually fall, but Rugs decided of Mini will help turn things back around and put into a 3-on-3. And considering it's just pistols bought up for Envy, this is a pretty damn good round for them, especially with the kill into Relics now. If they can either kill Seb or kill Dapper, they could easily get the bomb planted here, and it's actually going to currently be on the back of Ryan, who's already down here. Ely just hoping for Seb to not check that door. The bomb trying to go down with no protection. Now they have control of the bomb.
It's actually got interesting all of a sudden. We got a 2-on-2 with bomb down on site. There's actually an M4 in the hands of Ely. Nicky might get the jump onto Dapper, but Dapper does pick up on it, finds the shot, or actually Seb's the one who actually finds the frag. Now it seems like things are getting a bit more reasonable. Ely still has the M4, but he's in a 1v2. Bomb not in his possession. He's running out of time, so it's looking like Singularity should close. Unless he can find a couple of 1v1s.
That really just felt like a little bit of a misplay out of Envy to kind of try to plant the bomb without actually clearing out the site. Not expecting, I guess, the second player to be there. Dapper will close the round out. Getting Singularity their 3, though. Not in the quite a fashion we expected, at least in the last round. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on that? Trying to plant the bomb when they haven't like really cleared out lower yet. They knew where one player was, but they weren't sure of the second.
I think it's just kind of the risk you have to take in a round like that when you're, behind. You don't really have the armor to take extended duels. You want to get that bomb plant for money at the very least in a round that you're probably not going to win anyway. So I don't know. It's just one of those things that happens. Either way, we do finally see Indy
Actually,
able to get the full buy.
That's a good point. Since we're just on pistols. The thing is, they did have like a 3-on-2. That's the like thing that stands out to me. I mean, I can understand trying to get the bomb down when you have pistols. You're just looking for a plan anyways. But as we could see, there was a chance, a very real chance, they could have won that round. But doesn't matter. They have these SGs now. They have the AWP on Nifty. We see Singularity responding with really not much utility since they did lose out on quite a few players. You can see Rob and Seb, Dazzle, even Relics in particular, are going to be low. I like how Singularity at least keeping one player down towards lower Dapper, tucked away and on the lower bomb site.
Yeah, all quiet thus far on this round, but now we're starting to see Nifty get a little bit of control towards outside. Fuckley and Sam also going to be looking to run on top of Mini here pretty soon and try to add to that. Smokes are going out. Not the traditional smoke wall that you normally see to cross over towards Red into Secret, a little bit more over towards Lockers and into CT Spawn. So definitely a different approach here being taken by Envy. And Nifty actually catches well, taking a little bit of a late peek towards outside of Lockers. So a big kill there will help out Envy's cause as they try to boost into heaven. Robin does know it's a possibility though, has the angle being held, and Seb has the lower side.
Almost feels like Envy's kind of banking on the fact of getting that. However, they don't really have anyone set up to hit inner anyways at the moment. I think they have only Ely there. Nifty trying to swing around towards Mini. And now Robin in the prime position to take both players down, but unfortunately just can't quite connect. Looking for if Dazzle will be there to pick up one. And now Dapper and Seb gonna have a chance to defend this bomb site.
That nade did not go where you hoped it did, but he found the headshot.
Going back towards Mini. Found to the perfect position where Nifty was waiting with the op, and Singularity gonna clean that up. It looked like he was trying to throw heaven at first, but then there was
trying to throw it on site, but yeah.
In towards Mini.
So it wound up being just fine. I think that was just Singularity getting a good read of the situation. Like, even though they lost an opening pick and they forfeited complete outside control and heaven was under threat, Rob was able to position out pretty well to at least get eyes on it and do a lot of damage. Dazzle was in a great position as well. And so they managed everything according to planned, and so they will go up 4-0 and be able to buy as their loss bonus is building, and they're getting some kills.
Oh, good Molotov. Dapper and the spray as well. The flash was good, but prevents them from trying to rush down towards that lower bomb site to get a player early. But Falcons quickly got around towards the long position. Got around through outside and potentially could be a force to wreck with. Unfortunately, he actually shoots, I think, a little bit early. I'm not 100% sure if Singularity were able to spot him out before he did fire off a couple of bullets.
Relics holding the angle here from Locker. They already had the 5-on-3, so now it's just about kind of everyone holding their post and making sure that no team slips through the cracks, but obviously that glass is going to put a damper on Relix's op bullet. You would think a 50 caliber bullet will be able to go through a little bit of glass without too much problem, but I'm not some type of gun expert. So
we don't know what type of glass that is.
Yeah, that's true. Always the contrarian, Jason. We appreciate it.
Try to think outside the box.
You know. Ooh, that's a big one. Can unlock this upper bomb site perhaps, Jason.
Or they can lock it down. Try to go the other way. Relics though, I mean, this is a really tough position, but at least managed to take one, which allowed them to still lock the round down with Dazzle. And Singularity now 5-0. They're having a good time.
They are having a good time, Jeremy. Behind them there, having a little clap, a little laugh. All good spirits here for Singularity as they are building up a pretty nice little lead here on their CT side. There was a little bit of a chance there for Envy to fight back once they got control of Heaven with that one entry, but just couldn't really build off the back of it. Now they just have to work with Tech-9s and a Deagle and a CZ. Limited utility and armor as well goes around, so a good chance for a 6-0 start for Singularity unless they fall prey to the pistols, but that's a lot of damage being dealt.
No kills, unfortunately, and Robin going to be swarmed and overwhelmed inside of the site. The bomb has a chance to get planted here if they can deal with Relics. See, the bomb will go down. Som with the M4. Kind of surprised to see him plant the bomb with the M4. I thought he would give it over to a teammate to help defend while he wouldn't let the plant. But here we go. The retake going to come through the flashbang. It's going to be in. I guess she hits a teammate. The nade connects though to Ryan. But this should be a relatively easy one for Singularity. You can see dropped in. Som able to get one, but that'll be the entirety of Envy cleaned up. And Singularity up to a flawless start, 6-0 for the CT side.
Flawless start, but I mean, they got a bomb planted despite the fact they didn't have much to work with. And to be fair, even though they've lost all these rounds, they've done a good job at kind of keeping Singularity's economy in check. It's not been a lot of clean rounds where Singularity survive with, 4 or more members and get the rollover weapons time and time again and bank up a bunch of cash. They're actually have to replenish a lot. So money is actually low on a few of their players. So that means that if Envy can, you know, win a round, they could force Singularity into a saving position a little bit earlier on, rather than having a bunch of cash where Singularity can kind of just keep rebuying for a while. So they could find themselves like an easier round faster, I guess is my point. But they gotta get that first one though. That's the thing that's still eluding them.
Big investment for Envy on outside. They're still missing that smoke to make that cross work. Eventually it will come in. Nox, it's a little bit of a tag. Ryan down to about half HP. Dapper still be waiting though, and he does get hit by Nifty there, I believe it was. Wow. Nifty runs straight into the fire, donates the bomb over to him. I'm not sure if that was intentional. Nay gonna come through and do some good damage as well. Look at this, just the side of Envy being mowed down. Relic's here to help as well now.
It's like Nifty thought that he wouldn't take that much damage and he'd be able to catch him way off guard and push through and get a frag. But the problem is he went first. No one else went with him. He was the bomb carrier.
If the bomb didn't drop here, with the way it's played out now, they have the upper side. Ely's there.
Yeah, there's no way Nifty should have went for that. I get sometimes you want to try to beat a timing on a grenade and catch someone off guard, but not when you're the bomb carrier.
Oh, I like how Relix is playing too, making sure to protect the bomb. Ely does drop down, but he's been predicted. He's been scouted out, sussed out. Dazzle will get the kill.
That's pretty much all she wrote. You have to feel.
I mean, you talked about right, Envy. Like if they win this round with Singularity already having like a hindered economy from the amount of kills, the amount of deaths they've been taking, it could have been maybe another one on top of that. But
the other thing is maybe they didn't expect that much resources to be guarding lower. Like, yeah, maybe you expect the one guy to throw that one incendiary and back off, but you're probably not expecting like a bunch of nades to come through as well to do even more damage. It's like an airstrike just went down, which is hard to do indoors, but it was accomplished there by Singularity. I was trying to save these weapons, but
can't really chase this, right?
You might throw one at them or something like that, especially if you think you have them low. But yeah, because they want to actually save up some money, you don't want to have to do a lot of rebuying. So a flawless victory where they retain all 5 weapons is great news. That's where they could finally start building that savings account. 7-0 lead now for Singularity. So off to a roaring start here on Nuke.
I always get a little bit worried though when I see a team up like 7-0 or something like that, because for some reason, like more times than not, the other team comes back.
Yeah.
Like with a good 4 or 5, maybe 6 rounds, momentum just seems to just switch out of nowhere.
Well, yeah, because you're on max loss bonus for ages. Even if you win a couple of rounds, you're still technically on max loss bonus because it builds into it. And you know, the moment you lose, you're right to $1,400 on the winning team. And if you have a lot of rounds that are grindy, which has happened a lot throughout this half so far, you know, you're gonna have to rebuy a lot. So that means that first loss bonus that comes through, maybe you only have like, you know, a little over $2 grand saved up. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're right into this situation where you have a little over 3K and you can't really get a good buy. So it's very punishing. Meanwhile, there's that comeback mechanic. It's just so strong for the losing team.
Yeah. I think that's kind of one of the thing that's been talked about, right? As we mentioned
for
before.
Ages now. It's been a constant problem for months and months and months.
I mean, it forces close games, but you want to see the better team. You want to see it reflect in the score of who really was the better team.
I just want like a middle approach. Like I don't necessarily want it to go back to the way it was with like hard resets and stuff like that. Like I think maybe that was a bridge too far, but something where it's not as punishing to the winning team.
There's nothing like being up 7-0 and then you lose 1 round and then you can't buy.
Yeah.
There we go again. Lower defense coming through. Dapper gets the first. He gets the second as well, so gets some decent damage done. Keeps the mana advantage on the fans of Singularity, but Ely able to take it right back into a 3-on-3. Again, his delayed push in towards upper works out. Technically did last time too, but he got caught in the rotate back down towards lower since Nifty lost the bomb.
That's a big kill to get too, by the way, because it evens it back up and it also opens up an option for Envy to perhaps transition up through the vents into the upper bomb site. And Dazzle, because he has to worry about Heaven and Vent and, you know, Hut, it's all going to come down to timing. I don't know if he was able to see that barrel or not.
I thought he did.
I don't know. I guess not. Obviously, it's hard for us to tell what he can see and what we can't because we see X-ray, he doesn't. But here comes that creep up vents now from Seb, and he will spot one enough to get a frag, but Nifty does get the kill, and now that bomb should get planted, but he's low on health, and it's still a 2v2.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, he needs to stay alive.
I can't believe he kept going for that. Wait for Seb to get into position and retake together. I think it would have been the better call. But we'll see. Maybe Seb still can pull it off. Both players are pretty low on health. He does have a smoke to defuse with as well.
Yeah. He doesn't have a kit, though. That's the downside. But
yeah,
it's to be planted on the side of...
Is there a kit somewhere on the side?
There it is.
Yeah, okay.
He could have just stuck this, actually. You can see they're just rushing in, trying to protect the bomb. He actually might have to sprint on to the second player. It's going to be Nifty on the site. He's going to go for the knife. Don't tell me he's going to be able to pull this off. Sad being knifed up, now backs away.
What is happening?
And it looks like the bomb will go off in the end as Nifty gets the last kill.
Oh my. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is I kind of wish Rux would have just waited, and then him and Seb could have worked that out together. Instead, you just basically gave like 2v1s to the opponent in a post plant. So that was a little bit rough.
Well, the game started with a knife round. And almost got to halftime in a knife round right there.
Almost. Finally, a round comes out from Envy.
Should be more than that, though, right now, considering that Singularity, they just don't really have any money to spend. Even if they did win that round, it still would have been just as rough for them, considering it was just down to one player.
That's been a constant theme throughout this half thus far. Had to get some props to Ely on that one. I felt like that kill he caught on the upper rafters was like the kind of X-Factor kill that helped unlock that upper bomb side. Also limiting, was it Seb on top of Hut? Just the one frag was also pretty brilliant. Nifty got the quick trade back with the AWP. This is the kill I was talking about. That was kind of the one they needed, and then, yeah, it was also, again, just kind of limiting the Hut player. Ely gets another kill on Relics at Mini, so great stuff from the coach. 7-1 is now our score. Actually, is still a chance to buy for Singularity in this round, but they would have to save the next. So a chance, if Envy can win here, to really start putting in the Singularity. Meanwhile, if they lose, they don't get the hard reset. They're still pretty much max loss bonus.
Yep. So if you're Singularity looking for a clean round, keep these weapons alive.
Yeah. We got a boost over the smoke here. That's interesting. Don't see that too often. He gets the leg shot on the Dazzle. I thought he had him.
I don't think Dazzle has hits that go up that high. I'm pretty sure he just got shot in the stomach.
But do they lie?
Ain't no Shakira, unfortunately. Let's see, though. He's still alive with 7 HP. Trying to protect any sort of boost up. And you still have Dapper watching the push down towards Secret.
Great kill from Lux, though, onto Ely. So that gives him a pretty quick advantage here. Dapper still being defended by back halls. Wait, Dapper defending back halls. That's the sentence I was looking for. Smoke up as well. Stops Tease from making any forward progress, and actually have to backtrack through outside to now maybe Mini or Heaven.
The thing is, Singularity know that lobby's clear too, so they can put that with their back, or put that behind them and not worry about it, and pretty much put full attention towards main or towards Heaven. But they've actually conceded a lot of Heaven control, which is allowed now Envy to boost up.
But Dazzle has the angle, so...
He does, but the thing is, he has low HP, and by the time he sees them coming, it's going to be a little bit too late to call for reinforcements, but I guess the running around has given this one up.
Good flash as well. It's going to blind Dazzle.
Nice clean up there. Even a little bit of team damage coming out of Robin, but they keep 3 players alive, so well done by them. They help prevent themselves from having a big snowball of rounds. However, like, it still happened, as we were mentioning. Envy still on the loss bonus, the max loss bonus. And still will be buying up, and that's got to be, it's so tough,
Especially
I think.
with bomb plant.
Yeah, and it's so tough for Singularity knowing like you're up 8-1 and you can't let up.
Actually,
Oh, so they didn't have it, okay.
I forgot he stopped it like right before they finished it off with the AWP from Heaven. So yeah, it's just gonna be pistols into this one. It's gonna be a hot flash explode through the door. So far, 1-for-1 trades, but now Robin is starting to tee off on the M4 from the rafters. Good for only 2, but Dapper pitches in as well with a couple of his own, and that leaves Sam by himself.
I was maybe expecting if Singularity had to get, I guess, a better read than we did, definitely. On the economy there, maybe they'd go for a couple of SMGs to build up some extra money.
Yeah, I think the difference was not getting the bomb plant. If they would have gotten the plant, then they could have, with loss bonus, got a pretty good buy there, but it didn't happen, so they decided to go a middle-of-the-road approach. Now they'll get the full buy back here into this one, but Singularity are getting to like a really scary lead. Like, this isn't the Nuke of the old days where 12 threes and 11 fours and things like that were acceptable. Like, this is now a version of Nuke where you can easily be getting 6 or more rounds on your T side. So the fact that they now must win out to get to that point is a pretty, scary proposition.
It's also scary is that Dapper's on 17 kills. Having a phenomenal game so far for him. And now they try to get aggressive towards lobby, trying to catch off Envy, try to switch the pace themselves. Doesn't work out too well, but luckily Relics is going to be there to get one in towards Radar. Gets a second as well. 3-on-2 now in favor of Singularity.
They got that swagger about them now because it's such a big lead that you see them going for this kind of like more you know, initiative plays, some of which are quite risky, like pushing an op through radio is definitely a little bit unorthodox and can come back to haunt you if it doesn't pan out. But Relux gets a couple of big ones, and now they have the 3-on-2. Outside taken by Envy, but I mean, Singularity have all their bases covered for the most part.
Oh.
As I say that, there was that awkward moment there where Nifty could have caught.
Oh, it works out.
Yeah, it
because
does.
he sees Relux going back inside, Dapper peeks out upper, and that's just unfortunate.
Yeah, game of milliseconds Counter-Strike can be sometimes, and that's exactly what you saw there. Sama alone goes down. 10 rounds for Singularity. They look like they want to finish this one pretty quick, which would be quite a change of pace for what we've seen throughout the most of this stage.
Yeah, yeah. It would be nice to have time to eat
Yeah, that would be good.
between both matches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure production is also feeling the same
I
way.
do like a little bit of dinner before I cast my next best of 3. It's kind of rough eating dinner at, you know, like 11 at night.
I mean, if we think about yesterday, though, I felt kind of bad for Singularity and ATK because they were here for like 3 hours waiting for their match because we all expected to be over by then. But of course, we went full 5 hours. Envy, last time out, going to be coming, or sorry, second to last time out, going to be coming in.
That's kind of rough because you're using all your timeouts now, and there's like a whole other half of Counter-Strike to play. Obviously, you got to get there first, though, and that's where those timeouts do come in handy. It's a little bit tougher because, you know, their coach is having the play, so they don't have as much of a voice behind them. They still do have their analyst, I think Tailored is back there. So maybe he can try to pitch in some stuff that maybe he's seen in a demo or two. But obviously, it's really hard to have a scouting report when both teams are having to change up a lot because of stand-in situations. So not as easy to get those reads. As we get into round number 12, Singularity, again, this is like one of the biggest leads I think we've seen all stage long. And it's only pistols to work with into this one, man. It's not looking good.
Not at all. Might try to go for a quick ramp play. Seb's gonna be waiting. Hasn't had the opportunity to really make too many plays happen. Only on 10 kills. But he does fade away, stays alive. 3 players down towards the lower now. And Envy, I mean, with just pistols alone, they have been able to take ramp room. But for me, it's like, where are you gonna go off for this? Because the long range battles you have to deal with potentially at ramp. Getting up ladder into heaven is gonna be tough. But you can see, I guess the CT side is done waiting. They're done sitting back. They want to push the point here up against Envy. They're continuing to still do it. 7 Dapper. Guess that's all they need. Get the confidence. 11-1 now for Singularity. We should see the BAP coming back in for Envy, but it's not looking too good. They need to start getting some rounds. They need to win out the last 3.
It's a tall ask considering they've only found 1 round this entire half, so definitely no winning streaks on their side. It was kind of an odd round. It was like right in the middle of the half. It was just kind of like this little one-off. It's not like they won pistol and showed some domination there, or like won the opening gun round and showed you something there. It's been just kind of like spread out. And no one's really playing very well except for Nifty.
We're seeing some confidence in the Relics, rotating positions.
So Relics with this AWP outside, trying to keep eyes on any type of crossover top mini. Definitely is going to be a player there. It's going to be Fugly. He was going to catch Relics right into transition as he was trying to head over maybe towards Lockers or Heaven. So that's a big catch from Fugly. They also had an entry elsewhere with Ely. So this is the best round they've had this whole half. Even though they've won a round, this is like the most kind of confident start that they've had on a 5-on-3 pretty early.
Difference is this time, though, there's money built up for Singularity. So they should be able to buy out the rest of the half here. Dazzle's...
This is a pretty smart play from him.
Nifty's not expected to be there. They still have Fugly, though, boosted up on top of Mini. Oh, Dazzle. All right. That 5-on-3 they had has been turned into, well, now inevitably a 3-on-2. Oh, Dapper's just waiting. Back down to a 2-on-2 now. The rotation's working out well. They have been able to take the upper bomb site. Yeah. This is where they got the only round before. You remember playing on the back of Silos.
Remember, they won, though, off of a mistake on a 2v2 retake from Singularity, where they gave him 2 2v1s. Will they make the same error this time, or can they work together and actually maybe reel this round back in? Will it be a tough loss for Envy as well, since they were up 5-on-3. You got to win these rounds. We'll see if they can do it. Dapper setting up a pop flash for his teammate, who is going to take a peek out of Heaven.
Let's see. Dazzle's going to peek in. Spots up first, gets the kill. Now it's all on Ryan in a 1-on-2. I think the bomb's going to be planted for him, so at least has that going for him. Smoke goes down, the protection there, exactly where he's going to be, gets the first kill on the spray. He can't quite connect and figure out where Dazzle's going to be. Eventually he'll get the kill, but the round will still go the way of Singularity. And they'll now be up 12-1.
That is a really tough round to lose. You're already getting absolutely manhandled this entire game, and then you finally have a 5-on-3. You finally have a good start to a round where you think you're going to be able to piece something together, and then Dazzle just makes some really big plays with the op, kind of some off-timing peaks, gets a couple of kills, gets it back into a close situation, and then you win the 2v2 retake. That's got to be a bitter pill to swallow if you're Envy. Such a dominant performance from Singularity. There's been a couple of close rounds here and there, sure, but it has been just, I don't know how else to describe it other than what I've already said, just domination.
Brutality.
Finally, they get Dapper down and back calls for free.
I thought we were going to go back and forth there
Oh, okay,
with
I'm
words.
sorry.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's okay. It's only our
Wasn't
third
prepared
time
for that
casting together.
Yeah.
Seth always like expected to already be boosted up, but doesn't seem to matter because Robin actually peeks out with Dazzle. There's going to be 3 players in towards the lower bomb site. Robin's going to be waiting though with the AWP. He's going to actually push out a little bit too far, and Nifty will catch him out, and maybe we'll see Envy take a second round. Don't want to count my eggs before they hatch though, considering we've seen Singularity pull these rounds back already. This is probably the most favorable position we've seen Envy in, but can they hold it? Can they maintain it? Both players of Singularity be working in at the same time, in the same position. They do have the kits, and they have a lot of utility left to use too, but will they expect Ryan directly on top? Ely as well in a good position to get some crossfire for this, and now with the door open, they know at least where one player is going to be. But Nifty's just not going to turn the right direction. Ely's going to be spotted out, and just like that, they pick up 2 kills, but it's all going to come down to Ryan. They've not spotted him out, and he will get both of them. We'll get a second round picked up for Envy.
Dangerously close, though, for honest, considering the situation. But finally, Envy found another round. It's taken a long time to do so. They had lost the last 5 rounds in a row. Before that, of course, they had lost the 7-0 start. But there, they've punched another one in. It just feels like it might be a little bit too late. Even if they do win out and get a 3rd round, it's still such a massive CT side for Singularity. You win pistol, the game's basically over. Unless it, you know, I don't know. Like, it seems like there's not very many ways back in this game for Envy.
Well, it'll come down to a strong CT side, and we can both agree on that. Have to not really drop too much more. This would be a nice little like extra safety net. They can win this round, but unfortunately they've already lost out on 2 players and a 3rd. Robin starting to come alive here, gets another one on the board. That's 3 for him in this round. It's all on Nifty alone against 3, and it looks like Singularity will be able to take 13-2 half. That safety net that Envy could have used with this extra round is seeming to disappear. Especially since they have the bomb too.
Yep, not really a lot of chance for Nifty into this one. He's been their top performer, so if you could have anybody in this situation, Nifty's definitely the one you'd want. But it's a tall order considering where that bomb is at, as you noted already, and considering how many CTs are still left to defend against it.
He's got time at least, but
yeah,
just 3 players with the bomb. So many angles for him to clear. Just getting in to upper is going to be tough.
Yeah, he's not going to make any forward progress. Dapper catches him as soon as he rounds the bend of what was the mini garage, and it's going to be a 13-2 half for Singularity. There's really not a whole lot to summarize there other than Singularity absolutely pulverizing their opponent. I don't know what else to say, really.
Brutalizing their opponent.
Dominating their opponent.
Decimating their opponent.
Massacring their opponent.
Slaughtering their opponent as we're going to be heading to a break here. And when we come back, because I ran out of words, I'm going to throw it to that break, and we'll be ending off the series here in just a few. just like Shakira's hips don't lie, so don't the stats. That was terrible. Dapper, 22 and 6. Hey, it's off the top of my head. 159 ADR, and he's having a phenomenal map here on Nuke. But they move on to the C half. 13-2 was a scoreline for Singularity. And those odds have shifted. I think they were equal, if I'm not mistaken. The Betway odds at like 1.32 or 5 on Dust 2. 1.83 even between the two, and they've heavily shifted in favor of Singularity. And why wouldn't they after this? And look at that. Moses, where are you at?
What?
Prius, don't come off that. We saw dualies. Leave it on Som the entire round. That's all we want to see. The dualies. Do the work. He gets one shot, and he's so mad.
2 guns are better than 1. Well, it was pretty close to a 1 shot. It took an extra bullet, but Robin is devastating with the Glock, it seems. Dapper trying to fight off over here at the ramp room as well. Takes his time, finds Nifty. Looks like Singularity looking to get this game over and done with, and let's hope Ryan have anything to say about it. And I feel like they're going to be limited on their word choice. Well, okay, maybe not.
All right, well, Relic's putting it back into a 2-on-1. Ryan on 7 HP. I was gonna say if like that round doesn't work, maybe it was the dualies. Like that's what got him back in the game. You know, it was like, oh, we're gonna get overconfident because they had dualies, right? And then it works out against them. But it looks like this should be the round for Singularity. See Ryan trying to push in, picks them up. Still doesn't get a kill. I'm sorry, Jason. I tried.
But Dapper picked him up. He's keeping him alive.
Yeah.
So there's a chance.
There's a chance to finally see a kill.
Yeah.
I remember Get Right has the Swedish flag dualies.
Oh. Okay.
Did you know? I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if you were here for it. Kenny S. Actually, you were definitely here for it because you didn't do Kenny S. No, sorry, Chris J. Uses the exact same op he had like 5 years ago. The same skin. Like Battle Scarred Asimov.
I use my same skins from years ago as well.
Because you don't have any?
I'm poor. I should say don't go buying a lot of skins.
Oh, so we see Som and Ryan with the Mag 7. SMG for Fugly. Where are those dualies at?
Dapper in Dapper's possession. But he also has the SG, which I imagine he probably wants to use a little bit more.
I think dualies deserve a buff.
I don't know if that's really a priority that we should be trying to push for.
It should give you 2 crosshairs, one on the left, one on the right for each gun, and you can use both of them.
I feel like that that would make it harder. So I don't even know if that's like a buff.
But it depends.
I'm out.
Because you don't technically have to aim directly at them and center your screen to hit them.
I'm out. All the way out. Dapper actually fell, so those dualies are not going to be put to really any use this round, it seems.
Anyone who's got the dualies has died.
Yeah, it's a cursed weapon, isn't it? Meanwhile, though, we actually do have Envy having a man advantage in this round. They have a couple of Mag 7s in play. They had the MP9. Nifty has a tricky angle watching any type of lower push that would come from ramp. But as I said, Singularity seem to want to gather up towards lobby. Ryan is actually here with the Mag 7, though, up close, only good for 1. I thought he was going to line up a couple there. Fugly is going to try to re-aggress, though, and see if he can't be the one to do the honors.
Let's go.
Som. A little tricky on the ladder there, finds a couple of big kills, and so there you have it. Envy, they're hanging around. They're not done yet. They will not fade into the night.
Not go quietly.
Into the night, yeah.
Into the night.
Yeah, thanks.
Come on, get your Independence Day correctly.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen that. And they tried to sequel it. And
This sequel doesn't exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's a reason Will Smith wasn't in that.
Yeah.
Oh, 14-3. Envy. I mean, technically they're not out of it just yet, but it's going to be a long climb up this mountain, this Mount Everest, to get back into the game. They are on track to do it so far. If they can continue this pace, could see a long Nuke match here. Probably already being chipped down to 34 HP though, and has to worry about staying alive, not losing too many weapons on the CT side. Need to build up that stable economy in case you do lose that one round. And this is pretty much as clean as you can hope for.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you kind of have to do if you want any hope at actually making the comeback, is dealing with the easier rounds, so to speak, without no trouble. And obviously the next round should be even easier because Singularity have no money. So could find themselves at 5 here pretty quickly. Still a long road to travel, though, to really pose a threat to Singularity. I feel like you have to get to like at least, you know, 9 or 10 rounds before you actually start making Singularity sweat. They have such a big lead. They have plenty of breathing room. They can afford several different mistakes and still be fine.
You know what to say. Fool me once, shame on you.
Don't
Don't worry.
finish that.
Not finishing it. We're
Okay,
good.
Thanks.
We're good.
Never had enough J. Cole for this Group A. Guess you can never get enough J. Cole. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time. Don't care what anybody says. I feel like that's like a really controversial statement. I feel like most people kind of agree. What do you think?
I don't have an opinion.
Okay.
I like the song, so I listen to the song. Well, we're seeing Singularity go for the full save. I mean, just one P250.
It's not a full save then, is it?
You know what? Dust.
Say it.
Fool me once. All right, so Envy, they just pick up the round cleanly. But now we're going to see Singularity with the buy-up again. We're going to see the SGs come out, maybe an AWP. I want to see some set smokes come in onto the outside to
Could
get
see
into
an
our
AK,
secret.
maybe.
No, not happening.
You don't think an AK is happening?
Not happening.
Not even a singular one?
Not one.
I think we will.
If we do,
Two.
I will wax your eyebrow. Okay, so we're seeing
three.
three. You got lucky.
Mhm.
You got lucky.
No AWP. Not necessarily required on T-side, dude. This map and like Inferno, kind of the two maps, you can kind of get away without having an op on T-side. You can make use of it, obviously, on outside and things of that nature, but it's not required.
Well, with Singularity taking the pistol round, they're struggling to take much more than that here. Fugly getting aggressive on outside, maybe looking for an early kill, trying to get a little bit cheeky, but obviously do have to be careful. Any mistakes you make here are going to put you that much further into the grave of your last match in the Pro League for Season 10.
Bit of a boost on top of blue here outside with Dazzle and company as they try to see if they can make some forward progress in this area. There's one team kind of playing from stairs, no one really big garage or anything like that facing them, so they'll be able to get this space. Meanwhile, a bit of a challenge towards ramp, but again, no real harm, no foul to anyone on that. Breaking out onto Ely, finally through that smoke. Gets a little bit of damage though in return on the relics on his way out, so bit of a stalemate there. Very quiet round thus far, then a little bit of spam damage, but as we start drifting closer and closer towards the late round, eventually Singularity will have to pull the trigger on a decision. If they try to go outside, Buffy has a really good angle, but actually they break into ramp room instead.
I mean, you still have like a couple of Molotovs for the CT side of Envy to help like stop any sort of rush, because it's going to have to come down to rush now, right? 30 seconds left to go. They have to make a play. Luckily, Singularity do have a lot of utility left themselves. Are they going to go for more of a contact play, or are they going to throw some set smokes and some set flashes? They don't have anyone on the roof, so it doesn't look like that's going to be happening here. To come down to the defense, Molotov's being thrown in, Som gets the bomb down, and well, Singularity's hopes of winning this round are being burned away.
Almost in single-handedly, 4 kills for Som. Eventually, Ryan has to pitch in to finish the job. Dazzle was the only person to find a frag on that round for his team, and so slowly but surely, Envy are piecing together a little bit of something. Again, I think they're still many rounds away from causing Singularity to stress out too much. They've really only had like 2 actual buys this half, so again, you don't need to be concerned just yet.
Well done by Som. I mean, again, he's been quiet this second group stage, but nice little beacon of light in that round. Back to the pistols for Singularity. They haven't really gone for like the rushdown event, have they?
Like I said, there hasn't really been a whole lot of gun rounds just yet. They haven't.
No, not gun round. I mean like on these pistol buy-ups.
Yeah, that too. Nothing like that. Just kind of playing spread out with the Deagles, hoping they can maybe find a pick somewhere. So far, pretty quiet.
Well, the upside is if Singularity continue to play slow and use the time, in the round they get aggressive and start to rush, might catch enemy off guard. Oh, that was some good damage done. 4 health between 2 players left. Ellie, he got ace before, he wants another one.
Little stat padding.
What was that out of Prius?
Basically doubled up his kills for the game with that play, or close to it. Like I said, I feel like they need maybe 3 or so more rounds before you start to believe the comeback actually could be a possibility. Singularity will be back onto the full buy this next round. That's where we'll see a real challenge. This is where the real test will be handed out to Envy. Will they be able to pass?
bomb back at T-spawn. So no sign of commitment at all just yet out of Singularity and where they want to go. So they're leaving outside pretty much open. Maybe the delayed smoke's going to come through to allow the cross in towards Secret, which we can see no one's actually holding. And I feel like that's an area that we need to see Singularity kind of penetrate and use to their advantage. Get a player down towards lower. They held lower so well from Secret, or from, I guess, the back halls.
Smoke wall is out, but Dazzle's basically just kind of playing it solo. The rest of the focus actually going to be on ramp room, and Dazzle might try to creep in. They actually do get some forward progress onto ramp, but the two CTs are a little bit of a staggered position here towards the slope and headshot box, and they're good for a couple of kills. Seb finally gets one back, but the bomb tumbles down in a really bad spot. They smoke off Nifty so they can try to isolate and grab this bomb and just play this one player who's still left defending from the ramp itself.
Did Dapper push the smoke?
Not sure. Yeah, he did. You're right. Also, Dazzle is still secretly kind of pushing from backstairs into lower, which I don't think has been picked up upon yet. So that could also be a big game changer. They have no idea he's down this far. They think everybody's still at ramp, I think. So yeah, I think he's going to catch Ely way off guard. There it is, big kill. And unlocks the lower bomb site.
I was getting a little bit scared that that kill onto Nifty might have been like a false positive to push in towards the upper side where two more players are still waiting. But now the bomb can be planted. It's going to be a 2-on-3 retake for Envy. They have a lot of money, so they can afford to go for it.
Absolutely.
I mean, they've kind of used a lot of time here already. The second right opens this door, he's going to have a bullet to the head or the body. And Seb will close it out. So now Singularity on map and match point, 15-7. They have to do it one more time, though, since obviously Envy still have the money to buy here.
Absolutely. Plenty of cash on their side. That's not the issue. The issue is they're running out of rounds. They now must win the next 8 in a row just to force overtime. And that is a tall ask. They did win 5 in a row up until this point, so they've shown us the capability to string together some rounds on the CT side, but they didn't have to face this many gun rounds in a row. And now that is the next hurdle they must leap over.
I do want to say, though, like, if you're Nifty, you're not going to expect someone to push that smoke.
Sure.
And it worked out so well for Singularity.
Also, again, I think that sneak play from Dazzle into lower was really a key one.
That as well. Taking Ely out of the fight. Alright, Singularity get the bomb down in the lower bomb site. But again, Singularity back to slower pace. Guess they're trying to fake a potential rush in towards event with the door. They're squeaky. It seems like they want to take ramp in.
Oh, this boost though.
I don't know if they're going to expect this fully.
They're actually trying to check for it. They actually do limit it to 1 kill, so not bad. I think that's about the best you can hope for in that situation. Almost always, you're never going to get a 5-on-4 out of a boosted player like that.
Fugly now waiting to get a first kill here, and again, the man advantage back to Envy. But again, Dazzle comes through, and now the upper bomb site might be open. The thing is, the bomb's been planted down towards lower. Dazzle can pull off the flank here if he's quick enough. Seb needs to buy some time to not die, more importantly. And Envy need to worry about the flank coming from behind. Singularity might be able to close out this map right now. Ryan already going to be watching the event, so it's at least keeping one player back, forcing the 1v1 with Seb up against Som. And Som's actually flanking around behind Seb. It doesn't matter, Seb gets the kill on Ryan, and Som's just gonna be a little bit too late to the party. Gonna be able to push in. Now it's gonna be down to the one-on-one here. He needs to pull off this defuse to keep Envy alive. Can he do it? Dazzle doesn't know that Som's not defusing, but now he's gonna know the time is ticked away, and I think that's gonna do it here. Singularity will be able to close out the third map, 16-7, and win the series 2-1.
Yeah, so again, not a lot on the line in this game. Both teams were incapable of advancing after ATK's efforts yesterday, and they lock in their first seed. But what they can do in a situation like this is use this to kind of help build up their core. Yeah, they had to stand in, but these other players, they want to try to, work on some things and show that they're still capable of something. And being able to win this series 2-1 against Envy, a team that's actually been situated in the Pro League for a little bit of time. They were here last season, in fact, and you're kind of the team coming in as last-minute replacements on 2 different occasions. It's nice to see them actually do something. But for Envy, something's got to change. It just seems like they need something more drastic at this point to try to get back on course.
We'll be back to break down that last map and have our next map after a short little break.